Hello everyone. In this video now we are going to get introduced to the crossfield tubes, and before that we will see one term that we have seen in the last video of a TWT, that is backward wave oscillator. Okay, so let's recall what happens in the TWT regarding backward wave oscillator. So we know that electron beam travels from cathode, which is at the left, towards the collector, which is on the right. So direction of electron beam propagation is this one. Okay, now there was a helix around this electron beam, to which we had applied a RF input, that is our microwave input. So direction of traveling wave is also in this direction. So both electron beam and traveling wave both are in the same direction. But if phase velocity of a traveling wave becomes greater than beam velocity, then waves will move backwards. Okay, so it should generate oscillations in that case. Okay, but this happens very rarely. So condition getting satisfied for TWT, this condition getting satisfied for TWT is not a frequent phenomena. Also, one thing to note, in order to make this particular TWT act as an amplifier, this is not desired. So in case of TWT, if this is not happening, it's good. So what is a backward wave? A backward wave is meaning of a backward wave is, if electron beam is moving in one direction, a traveling wave should move in the opposite direction. So that means obviously we have to apply input somewhere at a different location than here. So input should not be given here, because otherwise both waves will be traveling in the same direction. Okay, so let's see how it will impact our now actual concept of backward wave oscillator. So variation of TWT is a backward wave oscillator. The difference between TWT and BW is that the RF wave travels along the helix from collector towards the electron gun. That's what I have said. Now the input should change. Now in the BW, input is given at the collector end rather than at the electron gun end, and output is taken at the electron gun end rather than at the collector end. Thus the signal for amplification is provided by bunched electron beam itself, and oscillations occur. So bunched electrons, which are velocity modulated electrons, provide amplification of a signal, and that amplification happens out of control and provides the oscillation. Okay, so the what happens in TWT is that how electron beam is focused along the axis, that is with the help of DC voltage, which is applied between cathode and the helix. Okay, so that DC voltage is used for focusing a magnetic field. So in backward wave oscillator, if this DC voltage is changed, we can change the frequency of a output frequency of a oscillation, because now input is taken, input is given at the collector end. Now if DC voltage which is applied between cathode is at electron gun end, okay, and helix which is having a output end towards the electron gun. So if DC voltage is changed, our output frequency will be changed. Okay, so that is important thing. So again I will repeat how it works. Now this is electron gun. Okay, it is applied a DC voltage. Okay, now in TWT this is input side, this is helix, let's say. Okay, this is input side, but in a backward wave oscillator it is a output side. So if we change this DC voltage, our output frequency will change, not input frequency. So that is a useful feature of that one. So the power output, however, is relatively low for backward wave oscillator. So generally it is less than 1 watt. So for most of the microwave circuits it may not be sufficient. So they are replaced with the solid state oscillators rather than vacuum tube oscillators. Okay, So still it is the first type of oscillator that is generated at a microwave range. So let's look at more details about this BWO. So BWO, which is also called as a carcinotron, which is a commercial name for backward wave oscillator, is a vacuum tube that is used to generate microwaves up to terahertz range. So very high frequency oscillations can be obtained using BWO. So they are found in both types of tube, that is linear beam as well as cross-field tubes, that is O type as well as M type. Now electron gun generates the electron beam which interacts with the slow wave structure, which is nothing but our helix. So the oscillations are sustained by propagating traveling wave which is traveling backwards against the electron beam. That's what we have said. So both directions will be opposite to each other. So if electron beam is moving in this direction, traveling wave, that is our microwave input, will be traveling in this direction. So that will generate an oscillation. So the generated electromagnetic power has its group velocity directed opposite to the direction of motion of electrons. So obviously if waves are traveling in opposite direction, powers also will be in the opposite direction. So the output power is coupled this is important, output power is coupled out near the electron gun. This is different from TWT. This statement is different from TWT. In TWT, output was collected near the collector end. So let's see the O type BW, that is linear beam type BWO. So if you see, structure is quite similar to this helical or helix TWT, where there is a cathode which is producing electron beam, then there is a collector, then there is a helical coil focusing magnetic field is also there. Okay, but the difference is that now observe this, here we are taking a output rather than giving a input. So input must be given somewhere along here or here. Okay, there will be an anode or some sort of arrangement which will give input over here. Okay, so that is the main difference. O type BWO uses an electron beam longitudinally focused by magnetic field. Now this magnetic field is generated by the magnets which are placed around the tube, as well as DC voltage which is supplied to this one. Okay, so this is DC magnetic voltage plus magnetic voltage generated by magnets. A DC voltage provides electric and magnetic field, so that magnetic field is used, plus magnets are providing a magnetic field for focusing the electron beam along the tube. So remember that. A collector collects the beam at the end of a tube. So a beam will be obviously collected in the similar fashion to TWT. But the difference is now input is given here and wave, so it will travel along this direction and an electron beam is traveling along this direction. And because of that, oscillations will be generated. Okay, because of this, what we have seen, the group velocity or phase velocity of traveling wave will always be too much greater than the beam velocity. This will happen frequently now because waves are traveling in opposite direction. Beam is traveling from left to right and wave is traveling from right to left. So this condition will be almost always satisfied, and that will generate the oscillations. Okay, so that is the basis of creating this particular structure. So we have not seen what is M type tube, so we will see about that. So M type tubes are cross-filled tubes. So cross-filled tubes are nothing but they produce magnetic field or which is used for a focusing electron beam by cross interaction of the electric and magnetic field. The details about this we will see later on in this video. So first let's look at the how BWO is constructed from the M type tube. So M type carcinotron or BWO uses crossed static electric field and magnetic field. So you can see crossed means what? They will be perpendicular to each other. So if electric field is in this direction, magnetic field will be perpendicular to that. Or if this is X, this may be Y, or magnetic field may be in the Z direction also. Okay, it may be anything, but they should be perpendicular. That creates a cross field. So similar to magnetron. Magnetron also we have not seen yet. So we will see that later on. So for focusing electron beam drifting perpendicular to E and B. Okay. So now electron beam is not exactly longitudinal. It is perpendicular to electric and magnetic field. So if I say this is X, this is Z, and this is Y. Okay, this is X, Y, Z. So if electric field is in this direction, magnetic field will be in Y direction and wave propagation will be in the Z direction. So electron beam, rather than wave propagation, I will say now electron beam is drifting perpendicular to E and B. Perpendicular to B because B is in Y and beam is in Z. Perpendicular to E because E is in X direction and electron beam is in a Z direction. Okay, but this drifting of electron beam is along a slow wave circuit. So the position of now electron beam also changes in case of M-type BW. We'll see the diagram. So the strong interaction occurs when the phase velocity of one of the space harmonic of a wave is equal to electron velocity. So that is quite obvious. So when velocity of wave equals the electron velocity, their interaction starts. Both Ez and Ey components of RF field are involved in the interaction, whereas Ey is parallel to static electric field. Electrons which are in decelerating Ez electric field of the slow wave lose the potential energy they have in the static electric field and reach the circuit. Now let's see what happens. What is the meaning of all these two statements? We will see that with the help of next diagram. Okay, so this is a structure of M-type BW. Now if you see, electron gun cathode is here. Now it is not originating from here or here. This is not originating. This is cathode is here, so it is emitting electron gun. So electron beam is originally moving in this direction. Let's redraw that. So electron beam is originally moving in this direction, but there is a presence of electric and magnetic field. So electric field will be perpendicular to this direction. So if this is a Z direction, so towards the reader or viewer of this particular video, towards that viewer there will be electric field, and in this direction there will be a magnetic field. So everyone is perpendicular to each other. Now since these two are also perpendicular to each other, they create a cross field, and wave direction or electron beam direction which was in this direction is now drifted and move along the tube. Okay, now what happens during this drifting is that some electrons which are entering the structure slow wave circuit, that is that this may be helical also, it can be of anything, any slow wave structure can be used. So those electrons which are entering this slow wave structure add decelerating field. There will be two types of fields, that which will be, one field will be accelerating the electrons and another field will be decelerating the electrons. So those electrons which will be entering the decelerating field will lose the energy and travel along this particular structure. Okay, so for achieving what we want is that for achieving what our desired results, what we do is that the electrode, we are attaching it to the cathode, it is made more negative than the cathode in order to avoid collecting those electrons which have gained the energy while interacting with the slow wave space harmonics. What we want is electrons which have lost the energy, not electrons which have gained the energy, because if we collect the electrons which have gained the energy, then it will be amplification. This is important, because if electrons are gaining energy, then output will be amplified. So we want electrons to be collected which have lost the energy, not which have gained the energy. So to collect the electrons which have lost the energy, what we are doing, we are connecting an electrode over here which will collect electrons which have gained the energy, that will repel the electrons which have gained the energy. So why this? We are achieving oscillations because of interaction between. So RF output is taken over here as similar to the previous concept that we have discussed. Now electron beam reach here which have lost the energy. Now how RF output is affected, that we will see now. So we have seen how this electron beam is drifted, that is because of cross field interaction. Now electron beam collected at the collector end is consisting of electrons which have lost the energy. So in linear beam tubes, DC magnetic field is, this is very important, DC magnetic field is in parallel with the DC electric field. So E and B both are parallel to each other in linear beam tubes. But in M-type tubes or cross-field tubes, DC magnetic field and DC electric field are perpendicular to each other. So in all cross-field tubes, DC magnetic field plays a direct role in the RF interaction process. Okay, so in a cross-field tube, electrons emitted by the cathode are accelerated by electric field and gain velocity. But greater their velocity, the more their path is bent by the magnetic field. So what we are doing? If they are gaining velocity, RF field is applied to anode circuit. Those electrons entering the circuit during the retarding, that is decelerating field, these are decelerated. That means they slow down and give up their energy to the RF field. Now once these electrons give up their energy to the RF field, what happens? The velocity of wave is decreased because their energy is now given up. These slower electrons, the electron energy is given up, and these slower electrons will travel the DC electric field far enough to regain essentially the same velocity as before. So when entering the slow wave structure, they lose energy, but as they travel along, they regain the energy because of electric field. Okay, so electrons traveling along electric field will regain the energy, and that's why they will reach at the collector end. So because of cross field interaction, only those electrons that have given up sufficient energy to the RF field can travel all the way to the anode. So that's what we have seen. So those which are giving up energy can travel to the anode. Okay, this is made possible by the placing sole electrode. The phenomena would make MTF device relatively efficient than the linear beam tube devices. Okay, because of presence of this structure of sole electrode, it will become more efficient. Those electrons entering the circuit during accelerating field are accelerated by means of receiving enough energy from RF field and return back towards the cathode. Now our question was, what happens to the RF output and what happens to the electrons which have given or gained the energy? So let's go back to this diagram. So we have seen how electrons are collected at collector, those electrons which have lost the energy. So what happens to the electrons which have gained the energy? Now those which have gained the energy interact with wave traveling in this direction. Okay, now since phase velocity will be now greater than the beam velocity again, so let's see the statement again. What is it is said? Those electrons entering the circuit during the accelerating field by means of receiving enough energy from RF field are returned back towards the cathode. Now those which have gained the energy, they will be forced back towards the cathode because of traveling RF field or traveling wave, that is microwave input that we have given. So that generates the oscillations. So I repeat, those electrons which have gained the energy, okay, they will travel back towards the cathode because of RF field present, which is created because of microwave input, and since they are traveling back towards the cathode, it will generate oscillations. Okay, this back bombardment of the cathode produces heat in the cathode and decreases operational efficiency. So that is a little drawback of this particular type of BW, that it heats up the cathode and loses the operational efficiency. So these type of tubes are called as crossfield tubes. These include magnetron, crossfield amplifier and gyrotron. Okay, they are having a three types. So whatever we have discussed from this point, that is what happens in this M type tube. This is an example of M type tube that we have seen in this case. So there are three types of M type tubes: crossfield amplifiers, then magnetrons and gyrotron. We will see them in the next video. That's all for today. Thank you.